Scott, before you on this Monday, investigations are underway after two shooting incidents near the Cook County Jail over the weekend.
WGN's Brona Tumulty joins us now live with details. Hi, Brona.
Good evening, guys. Yeah, the first of those shootings happened on Saturday evening just before 9. A man named Gunnned Sylvester was leaving the jail. He went by the rap name KTS Dre. He'd just been bailed out, and police say he was ambushed by two men who got out of a vehicle near the jail. Sylvester was shot as many as 64 times and pronounced dead at Mount Sinai. A 60-year-old woman who was with him was shot in the knee and taken to Stroger. A second woman in her 30s was standing nearby when that chaos broke out. She suffered a graze wound to the face. She was taken to Mount Sinai as well, and both women were in good condition at last check. Bullets started flying again, though, outside the jail early this morning, just after midnight. That incident left a 25-year-old man injured. With two incidents in as many days, we asked the mayor today if security here needs to be stepped up.
Well, first of all, I don't control the jail or 26th Street, but obviously we're in conversation with the sheriff and his team. We're concerned about shootings anywhere across the city, and of course, we're very focused on what happened there, and detectives are actively at work identifying suspects, and hopefully we'll have some arrests soon.
I did speak briefly via phone earlier today with the fiancée of Gunnned Sylvester, and she understandably did not want to speak with us. Well, I was at the Cook County Jail.
This is the life he lived. That's all I have to say. This is the life he lived. And it's kind of hard to feel sorry for this dude. Just is. Gunned down KTS Dre, killed latest Laundry Sylvester, shot 64 times. Damn. Amid a string of Chicago shootings, including Brother and King Von. Rapper KTS Dre has been shot dead in brutal ambush outside jail that may have been related to his gang affiliation amid a string of shootings across Chicago. 31-year-old, whose real name is Laundry Sylvester, was shot at least 64 times as he left Chicago jail in a well-planned targeted attack that occurred approximately at 8:50 p.m. local time on Saturday. The rapper was taken to Mount Sinai Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Police now identify KTS Dre as a member of the Lakeside faction of the Gangster Disciple, one of the most notorious street gangs in America, Chicago Times reported. His brother, a fellow rapper, KTS Vaughn, also died from gun violence in 2015. Suspects who shot KTS Dre got back into their cars and fled the scene, according to multiple reports. They still have not been caught. Stephen D. Winhoeft, U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Illinois, commented on the indictment of suspected leaders of the KTS Dre's gang in January. These charges target national and state leaders, one of the most notorious street gangs in America, he said. The lawlessness these gangs bring into our cities is terribly destructive and often times difficult to prosecute. Shock at KTS Dre's death. Twitter users shared their shock at the brutal shootings that killed KTS Dre. One road KTS Dre hit might be most savage hit of the decade in Chicago, 64 times in the head by his mama's side, right outside the county. I can't even wrap my head around it. And his mother was shot in the knee. She wasn't spared. Conservative host of I'm Right, Jesse Kelly, commented on KTS Dre's death, adding that Chicago is a mess 64 times, he said, referring to the number of times the rapper was shot. They're making sure what a mess Chicago is. Horrible, but it's an awesome city. Chicago had a lot of history, but you live this type of life, and this type of gang has been causing problems for Chicago for years. And people want to say rest in peace. And what peace was this man bringing to people's lives? Now, what are the Gangster Disciples? Police have identified KTS Dre as a member of the Lakeside faction of the Gangster Disciples, Chicago Sun-Times reported. Alleged leaders of the violent gang were indicted on federal racketeering charges earlier this year. The long list of violent crimes alleged in this indictment included 2 murders and multiple violent assaults. Make plain the threat to our communities posed by criminal organizations like Gangster Disciples. Nicholas L. McQuaid, acting assistant attorney general of the Justice Department Criminal Division, said as suspected leaders of the gang were indicted in January. Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot said the city is very focused on what happened to rapper KTSJ. NBC Chicago reported detectives are actively identifying suspects. Hopefully we'll have an arrest soon, Mayor Lori Lightfoot said during the unrelated press conference Monday. The shooting of KTSJ as he left the jail was not the first time a shooting took place outside of the jail. In 2017, Kamari Belmont, 23, was killed in a shooting shortly after he was released on a $100,000 bail. The Chicago Tribune reports a white SUV reportedly pulled up and immediately opened fire shortly after murder charges against Belmont were dropped. If this happened before, in 2017, why wasn't security beefed up? I don't get it. Something's happening with Chicago that they just let these murderers run rampant. Either there's corruption on the higher levels that if they can't get a conviction, they're going to have a person rubbed out. KTSJ hit those headlines after he was killed in a fatal ambush attack in July 2021. The rapper was reportedly shot dead as he released from jail on Saturday, July 10th, 2021. He died as 2 other women were left injured in the attack. All right. A lot of this, okay, is dealing with, broken homes. Okay. A lot of this is dealing with broken homes. Okay. And women, okay, who are raising these kids. The father's not around, unfortunately. Okay. Whoever's left around to manage those kids, you're going to have to ask, what were they teaching these kids? Okay. Now, people will say, well, you're blaming only black women. No, the fact of the matter is, okay, when, relationships break up, and the fact of the matter in the black community, I hate to say it, but, these women chose to sleep with these men, okay? And however how things broken down, it's usually the kid is left with the mother, okay? Now, I would like to say, get the fathers back and have them but you can't make these men take care of these kids. You can't make a woman have an abortion, and you can't make a man be a father. Those are the facts. And there's many things that are problems in the black community. All right. The fact that even when you try to help the black community, they don't want the help because it's not what they want to hear. They don't want to hear victimhood. I'm sorry. They want to hear victimhood. They want to hear all the time it's the white person's fault. They want to hear all the time, I could do what I want. And if I get hurt or my child gets hurt, feel sorry for me. Give me the best funeral. R.I.P. My baby's in heaven. When that is clearly not the case. Okay, they don't understand certain praises and accolade. Those are things that you earn for doing good things. This man, KTSJ, joined the most violent gang in Chicago. All right, terrorizing it, murder, violence. Okay. And you expect people to feel sorry for this person. All right. This is something that, this is plaguing the black community, and the black community don't want to hear, you know, you mothers who are left with these kids. Okay. If you want another man, you have to pick better next time. You have to pick a man that's upstanding. You have to pick a man that's going to be there for those kids. You can't be picking drug dealers. You can't be picking men that just fly by night. And you men, be there for these kids. But also, women, don't make it hard for these men to be there for their kids. The relationship may be over. He may not want to be with you. Okay? You may not want to be with him. Well, don't make it hard for this man to be a father to these kids. Because it takes two to raise children. It takes two. All right? Now, if he was raised by a single mother, you got to ask, where was the father, and what did you put in your son to instill him? What did you put in your son that he still went off the wrong path? He still went off he still went off and went to choose the wrong path. Did you try to teach him the right way, or you didn't care? Because a lot of these women who are single mothers still want a club, still want to have their best life. No. Your best life is taking care of those kids. This is what a lot of these single mothers don't want to hear. I ain't bashing all single mothers. If you're responsible, look, if it don't apply, let it fly. That's it. You're a responsible single mother. This has nothing to do with you. But the reality is, a lot of these black single mothers in the black community don't want to be mothers. They will still want to have that party time and still be a mother. Don't work that way. One has to be sacrificed, and that's the party girl. And this mother has to live with this. And you got to wonder, what was she teaching this kid? KTS Dre's real name, Laundry Levester, was shot 64 times, police say. I still can't believe 64 times. The shooting occurred approximately like 8:50 p.m. Local time. Police found 59 shell cases littered across the street from the Cook County Jail where the killing unfolded. Oh, boy. And, this is something she has to deal with. She has to deal with the fact that she got to bury her kid now, bury her son. But seriously, you got to ask yourself, what was she teaching this kid? This kid that became a man. You're being too harsh. Let me tell you something. Destiny Harrison, right? She had her own beauty supply store. All right? Your own business in Maryland, Baltimore. Baltimore's dangerous. She had to fight off people trying to steal from her. One day, robbers came in and shoot her in the head right in front of her 1-year-old daughter. Okay? The mother, when they came to the gathering of the funeral, she was demanding, pleading that the people there, who did it. Who killed my daughter. If it was your daughter, you would want this person to be caught who killed your child. This is the type of black community that is out there in Chicago, in different places that are dangerous. This is why it's very hard for blacks to stay there and try to do good for the black community. Those who do, you're a brave soul. All right? Because you put business in the black community, you're risking getting killed by the people who look just like you. This is why people say they leave the black community. Because the black community doesn't want help. But the help that they need, they don't want. And this is what leaves the black community to be pawns for the left and the right demonic Republican and Democratic Party. The black community will have to go back to having a black Wall Street, a Tulsa, Arizona, but that will require rules to be set in place. That will require, reform. Both the black and the police department. That will require standards. That you would start listening and embracing those who actually give a damn about the black community and start shunning and disciplining those who don't want to listen to rules. The drug dealers, the pimps, these rappers running around, shooting up the place, the gangbangers. That's what has to be done. So we don't have to have any more black men and women dying and being buried, choosing to be violent rappers. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Later.